Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 Mother-Son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, here again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hi, everybody.
We're recording this on the night of January 29th after a Celtics win over another pretty poor Pelicans team, but a back-to-back with a loss to the Hawks as well. So we'll be discussing both games. So where do you want to start? Start with the Hawks, I guess.
Sure.
All right, let's do it. So I did not. So to kind of peel behind the curtain, I am currently in Colombia, and I don't know if it was my internet or the stream, but I would say I probably caught a third of the game, but it was cutting in and out. I'd catch 2 plays and then miss 4. So you're going to kind of have to carry us for this one. So I'll leave it to you. Initial thoughts from that game?
Well, I'll start with my high. I thought Marcus Smart played very well last night. He was one of my favorite players in the game, and I know he had 17 points and just all around great shooting, 6 for 8. He was out in the beginning of the game because he had a couple of fouls. My low was that they absolutely did not run the ball through him enough. I think it was a lot of Tatum and Jaylen Brown ISO. And I think that tonight's game, they did a lot better running most of the plays through Marcus Smart and allowing him again to act as the point guard. The Hawks defense last night was fantastic. I'm not sure. I know they're not known for having a great defensive team, but they were phenomenal. They really kept us out of the inside. We were relying on 3-point shooting, which we were 19% last night for 3-point shooting. So their defense was great, absolutely great. And they shot well as well. We just weren't shooting well, and a lot of ISO, a lot of shots taken that were missed by the Jays.
I feel like this always happens. Any close game, it's like we just panic. It's like, oh, let's just start throwing up threes and hope they go in. Like any adversity, even a little bit, it's like forget everything, only ISO, sidestep 3, and nothing else. And that's like even when a lot of what I saw was kind of in the second half when we got close, we got within 2. It's like, let's hit a big 3 and take the lead. Let's hope that it goes. It's like,
yeah, and
we just play smart.
They were missing them.
Yeah, of course.
Still shooting threes. But again, I will say there were a couple times they tried to drive, but the Hawks defense was so good inside the lane that they just couldn't get in. Tonight, I thought they did a better job of that in the fourth quarter. It was close. They got within 8 points or something like that. And Marcus Smart came into the game and had an alley-oop for Rob Williams, which you don't see a lot of that in the fourth quarter. You're right. In a close game, they just start shooting threes. And today I thought they did a better job of passing in that fourth quarter and not going for threes and outside shots and taking upon themselves.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. Do you have highs and lows? Did you prepare highs and lows?
My high yesterday, I think one of the only highs, I thought, actually both games, I'm going to say, I think today and yesterday, Rob Williams is outstanding. I think his defense, his blocking, he didn't play quite as well yesterday, but today he was phenomenal. I think his rebounding, I think he is consistently getting better and better. And I think if we can figure out offensively how to feed him the ball more, he could be more of an offensive threat. My low today, I think it's really
for yesterday or today.
Yesterday, my low was the ISO and not running the ball through Marcus Smart. I think there was just too much ISO and too many threes being shot up as we were missing threes, especially in that fourth quarter. We were within 2 points in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes left, and we were still hucking up threes that we weren't making. So I think that was my low, is just not, too much ISO from our stars. Bad decision making.
Yep. So again, I did not see the whole game, but I had Smart, obviously, as you already mentioned, he was great.
Yeah.
Yesterday. But I have kind of a combined low for today and yesterday, which is Schroeder. Oh boy.
Oh, what is happening?
Oh boy, he is.
It's like a completely different person.
I don't even know what to say.
He couldn't pass. He was terrible yesterday, terrible today. He can't shoot. Yeah. And I don't know, something, he's dropped off the board, which is,
oh my goodness,
for how long he's played and how well he was playing.
I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes I think it's the flow of the game. And I think it's hard to play. I really do. It's hard to play with Jason Tatum at times. I think a flow of offense
I would agree.
Is just hard. And I think he's,
to his credit, I think he's been actually better at that lately.
Today, passing, he did a really good job today.
Even yes, like I don't think it was that bad yesterday. Well, I mean, obviously not ideal, but like I'd say these last string of games, he's definitely gotten better at kind of moving the ball around. Yeah. And even his off-ball movement, I think, has been better.
Today, again, he was fed inside several times. That rarely has happened in the past. I agree. He stepped it up. But I do think the flow of the game is hard for somebody like Schroeder, right? You know, and I think Al Horford hit a little bit of a slump too, trying to figure out, what his role offensively is.
I would agree.
But yeah, Schroeder was terrible. He would be, he does not play well. He did not play well the last two games. In agreement.
Yep. So if we want to kind of pivot to tonight, I mean, again, kind of like the Kings game, the Pelicans just aren't. I'll give it to the Pelicans played way harder than the Kings. They have a bunch of young guys that actually want to play. I mean, the Kings just didn't want to be there.
Kings have a better record than these guys do.
I think it's the same, right? I checked
today. I thought I looked it up tonight. I thought they were ahead of them.
They both had like 18 wins. I mean,
I think they're
very good.
Yeah.
But I don't. They aren't very good. A lot of young players. Oh, what's his name? That little point guard was killing us there for a while. Alvarado. So I didn't even know who half these players are. I was like,
out of the blue.
But yeah, for today, I think, we got up to an early lead and just, I mean, it got, what was the closest it got? Maybe 8. But I don't think, I mean, again, I don't think it ever got to panic mode and then we play well. It's when it gets to panic mode that we're like, okay, let's just ISO again.
Our fourth quarter was definitely better. Even though it got closer. Yeah.
Well, it got closer when guess who was in and guess who was out. Smart out, Schroeder in. They immediately come back. The fourth quarter starts. They put Smart in again. Like the lead's back up. I don't like. If anyone's gonna go trade deadline, I know we kind of hit on the trade deadline again. I'm sure we will in next go. It's got to be him. I mean, just give his. Why is Pritchard not in the game instead of Schroeder? Those should be his minutes.
Yeah, I agree. At this point, they should be his minute. Unless they're trying to determine whether they're going to keep him. And after the last 2 nights.
I
don't know.
Question answered. I don't. Again, we hit on this last time, but just young guys getting no time and giving all those minutes to players that I don't think have a future here. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll go. But even recently, the talk of trading Smart seems to be. Can you imagine? I just can't imagine watching this game without Smart.
It would be.
Who would we get to replace? All the things he did.
It would not be good.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the points that Jason Tatum got in the end were passes from Smart, a steal from Smart. I mean, fourth quarter, I thought
very, very good.
He was excellent.
Good as a point guard too, not just overall. Good distributing, good
Agreed. And he hasn't always been, but
no, I agree. Today. But now, even yesterday, I think he was good as a point guard, distributing, and he scored more yesterday than today. But I think if you're looking down, I mean, trading him now would be a tough blow, especially
well, they were talking today about his defense on Trae Young when he was guarding
on
him.
Anybody.
And how much he shut him down because he had a horrible for Trae Young. He had a horrible game yesterday. At the Hawks with the Hawks.
I guess my other kind of trade news today would be Langford out with like a heel something.
I know.
Give me a break here.
And what has happened to him? Is he injured slightly on the side? He got so many minutes off the bench for a while there. Now, very few. And when he comes in, really not doing much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
But again, why not? Like, where is Neesmith? Where, like, Pritchard again? I'll just keep banging the Pritchard drum because he's always good when he plays.
Yeah. Especially defensively. And
where are these guys?
Passing and yeah. I agree. I'm not sure why we're not giving, and especially in these games where we're blowing teams out. And they did play the Kings the fourth quarter, but some of these bad teams, that is the time when you are supposed to be playing those bench people, because if somebody gets hurt, if somebody's out a game,
you need people to step up.
We need a bench,
or just the future. Like, I have a hard time believing Schroeder is going to be here. If not this year, definitely not next year.
Yeah.
Are you going to keep Richardson down the for years to come? Probably. Like, you need I'd say, you can say Tatum's hard to play with, Brown, and the chemistry and the ball movement's not good, and that's an ongoing problem. But like, the supporting cast isn't great either. Like, who else is there to score?
Yes.
Richardson can hit some threes. I mean, as we've hit on, Schroeder's been abysmal. We've no one off the bench. Grant Williams was he was a no-show yesterday. Today kind of played pretty well, I thought. But you need to start developing guys or have some kind of plan for the future. Like
when people are shut down too, like a Tatum who's triple teamed with a good,
but
you got to have some people that can score.
Yeah, even taking a long-term view, like what is the plan? There's no clear. If you're not we're not going to win the championship this year. Spoiler alert. So you have to have some kind of direction. And I don't.
I have that secret hope it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. It would need to. A lot of things would need to click.
Yes.
But yeah, I just the continuous refusal to not play the young guys, and while like I don't mean to just attack Schroeder the whole podcast, but like just abysmal minutes that could be going to way more productive things that I just don't understand.
And it's slowly been getting worse. Today I thought was terrible. I don't know what happened today for him. But the last few games he's just gone downhill. I've
tried to I liked the signing when we signed him. I've defended him as much as possible.
He had some good games
his moments. Yeah, he's had his moments. Yeah. What did he have, like almost 40 points one game, didn't he? It has not been good.
I don't know 40, but he was close to 30, I think. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. He was a team low -18 yesterday. And a team low -11 today. Yeah. Just that, and it doesn't always tell a whole story, but just bad. Like,
I guess figuring his role too, because it's really kind of it's gotten worse since Smart came back, right? So he had those starting games where he wasn't too bad. But I think finding his role is more difficult with Smart back. Because filling Smart's shoes. I mean, he's been playing with these guys for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, it's not like Smart's been out all year. Like, had time. It's just,
he had some. Yeah, I guess they were saying at one game his
goes in the next week or so.
Yeah. I'm a little scared for Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The heat.
I feel like whenever I get dreaded game and I'm like, we're gonna get crushed, we always kind of play better. But it could. Yeah. We'll see.
This one could be. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
I guess we want to pivot to that coming up to next week. A couple crucial games. Heat Tuesday, and then Thursday Hornets. Yeah.
I think it's Tuesday.
And then Thursday. And then Saturday, Pistons. So
they're playing well too.
Couple tough ones in a row, and then
Cavaliers. Are the Pistons playing well?
No, the Pistons are real bad.
I was thinking Cavaliers.
Cavaliers are really good.
They're playing so well.
Yeah. So yeah, a couple of teams, a couple of games that I guess are kind of tells as to what this team will be down the stretch. Yeah, the Heat will be tough. If we could split those, I'd be happy. Get one, beat the Pistons. I think that we can build with that. Obviously, winning them all would be ideal, but
because right now we're 8th, right? I think as of today, we were 8th.
26 and 25. Yeah. 8th in the East.
Yeah. And that would put us at the play-in game, right?
Yeah, we're the second play-in spot. I
certainly know we don't want to play the Heat first round.
Yeah, I guess if we want to look at that, kind of looking ahead, where do I get? But yeah, I mean, with All-Star game coming up, trade deadline coming up, a lot of big things. I think it's just we got to start stringing some wins together if this year is gonna pan out to be more than another kind of 500 middle of the pack year. Because I like the longer this goes on, the less the worse, the more dire it gets, because middle of the pack's kind of the worst place to be in the NBA.
Yeah,
you don't get a lottery pick, so you're not getting those high kind of upside guys in the draft and rebuilding, but you're not competing. And as the years go on and these guys get older and contracts start to be up, like you need to start stringing stuff together. So
yeah,
again, I think the second half of this year is going to come down to kind of two things. One, are you winning games and actually starting to compete and showing that you're improving? And two, if this is where you are and you're going to kind of be in the middle of the pack, again, there needs to be some development of players that aren't the players that are already established. And again, that comes down to playing the new guys. Just like,
yes.
I can't stress it enough. Like,
yes,
there's like, I just don't see the direction right now. I don't understand where we are kind of
grooming. Yeah.
Grooming
to play, because and our bench is weak right now.
Very.
I mean, it's very
100% very weak. And yeah, like I would agree. Tatum, like, I don't think Tatum and Brown do the best job of building players and making those around them better, but
that's putting it mildly.
As time,
they don't. And I think even each other. So I think going forward for the rest of the season, they need to work on passing to each other when they are in the game, drawing the three. And they did it a couple times tonight. Tatum did a good job in the fourth quarter with a few passes where I thought for sure he was going to do his same old draw three and take that difficult shot, as opposed to passing out. And he passed out. And I think it turned into Richardson getting a great 3-point, a great shot. It was like one pass off, but that drawing and dishing out and to each other, right? I mean, very rarely do you watch a game and you say, that was a great pass from Tatum to Jaylen Brown, or a great pass from Jaylen Brown to Tatum. Maybe on a fast break once in a while, but in their play, you just don't see or say that. And when you're drawing three, somebody's open. You got to feed them.
Yep. No, I agree. I think and as I said, I think Tatum started to figure that out.
Trying to get there. Yeah.
Brown, not as much. He's still a little too ISO,
yes. But he's quicker. He has a quicker move sometimes that it doesn't seem like he's holding the ball forever.
Yes, it's not a dribble out, hesitate, dribble. Yeah.
It's just not as obvious how long he has the ball.
It's usually pump
but
fake.
A couple times tonight when he lost the ball a couple times and dribbled into the three, and once it.
Well, a good example of that is when Tatum tried to go behind the back to Brown, and just it was nowhere near.
It just went out of bounds. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, at least the thought was there. I'll take the thought at this point. Like, let's start passing to each other, setting each other up, and getting the best shot, instead of hearing from Scal, oh, that was a difficult shot. He always
kills me.
Oh yeah. Just Rosie.
Yeah. Never says anything bad. It's like,
Once in a while, Mike Gorman will come in with a little, Scal, what do you think about this? And it's slightly negative. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. Someone like Jason Tatum is going to turn it around and he's going to, Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they are funny to listen to, but you should hear me in the middle of the game. Sometimes I'm like, oh, Scal, stop. That was just a poor play. Call it for what it was. But yeah, tonight's game you couldn't really get riled up. They all in all wasn't a great team.
I mean, again,
and the only thing I would say is they probably, if they were playing halfway decent, the whole team, they probably should have blown this team out. I mean, it was not a great team.
Yes, I agree. And they didn't have their best player. Team. It's another bad team without their best player.
Exactly. Yeah. They had two, I think they said, that were in the starting lineup that were out.
Yeah. Ingram and I can't remember the other. I
Zion.
Literally, Zion hasn't played all year.
Yeah.
He's.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. We'll see if I wouldn't be shocked if Zion. I wouldn't be shocked if he never plays another game in New Orleans. He just doesn't want to be there.
Oh, I don't know that.
It's a terrible organization. God.
Yeah.
So I have the NBA League Pass stream, so I don't get commercials. I see the arena cam, so I see the dancers and all the halftime. It's they did a parachute drop, and I think all but two of the parachutes were caught by Celtics fans. It's nobody, and the only Celtics fans in the arena.
Well, the number of empty seats. Even looking at it's kind of sad. I think we take that for granted at Boston.
Sure.
That
I
was thinking that with the Hawks game the other night too. Their stands weren't very full either.
No, yeah,
it didn't seem like very good attendance for their game.
For sure,
either.
We definitely have one of the better fan bases in the league.
Yeah,
but how's the snow?
We have probably 11 inches the last time we looked. So yeah,
you're in Maine, just for the audience.
Yes, trying to ski tomorrow.
Home of the Maine Celtics.
That's right. I haven't even been following them. Who's been sent down? Anybody?
Hauser came up, right? He played.
He was here today. Yeah. How has he been doing in Maine?
I guess he's their best player. Don't ask me. I mean, I don't know. I don't follow either.
Yeah. That's right. I guess he. I'm going to get my water.
Drinking a poker. It is a Colombian beer. Trying it for the first time. It's fine.
What have you been doing with your days down there?
Just watching Celtics film. Just kidding. No, I don't. Just living, working out, walking around.
There's really not a lot of film.
No.
to critique and watch.
The other thing I want to talk about is how when they were stifling us with their zone, and people on Twitter were like, "Why can't the Celtics figure out a zone?" And I'm like, "Well, nobody moves without the ball ever.
No.
Maybe that's why we can't figure out a zone. It's pretty simple. You got to move around and pass the ball. The two things we're the worst at."
Yeah. The funny thing is, I was looking up the stats and thinking about when we played the Suns New Year's Eve, and Tatum wasn't there. It was one of my favorite games to watch because they moved the ball a lot more. They had to move the ball a lot more, and they played through Williams. That was the game where Grant would come to the top of the key, and then they would pass out, and it just was a very fun game to watch. Everybody was shooting pretty well, and just so much passing. So it was a fun game to watch. But I was thinking that too, why they did it in another game where they just ran the ball a little more with Williams up at the key. And then, him passing down, because he's a pretty good passer, actually.
Yeah.
Very fast reaction time. He impresses me a lot. He really does. I don't think we use him offensively as much as we can, but his reaction time and his hands are so quick. He's got that Al Horford come to the top of the key, swing the ball, move to the screen, kind of get stuff going ability. Yeah, but a little quicker. He's just, I don't know. It seems a little fast paced.
Yeah, I mean that's not hard to do. It be faster than Al, but
I know. Good old Al.
Yeah.
I still like him on our team though.
I do too. He's,
Like
I mean,
kind of a
the
solid
issue is now he just makes way too much money, but he's a guy maybe that you hope you keep on the roster, and then he'll sign for like a vet's minimum after, just because he likes being here and stuff.
Yeah,
that would, I wouldn't mind that at all.
And he plays. I mean, I think last night he only played 15 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes the last couple of games. But his D is always solid. It's always, I like somebody that when we need it, sags to the middle and covers like somebody who has lost their person. And he does a great job at that.
Mm-hmm.
But offensively, couple threes tonight. But really hasn't been that helpful in the other other games.
He's just kind of running around playing defense.
Yes.
Sometimes. I thought Richardson was decent tonight too.
He did. He sort of picked it up. Yeah.
Yeah, he did exactly what we need him to do. Kind of the occasional three, play decent, kind of run around. Because I thought last night he was terrible too.
Yes.
Another guy that just oof. Yes. Oof. Yeah. And I thought, Richardson didn't start well this game. And I was like, oh God, this is another Schroeder and Richardson.
Yeah. Fourth quarter, he was good.
Kitty duo stinker, but
yeah. And I think he should have been in there. I think this team was a little too quick for Al. I think they were.
Yeah.
They're fast. And they drove, into the lane very well.
Mm-hmm.
But Rob's rebounding was phenomenal. He was right there touching or, most.
Yeah. He's broken out and become definitely another 16 rebounds tonight. It's 17 the other night. That's career high. 16 tonight. I mean,
tapped out a lot. Like he had a couple that he just hit to our,
coming along well.
Yep. He's probably my surprise of the season.
Agree. 100%.
Yep. And Grant Williams, who hasn't played as well. His defense and his shooting, I think, off the bench has been, before the last couple of games, has been really good.
Another DMP for freedom. A couple of DMPs.
Yeah. He was not good the last game.
No.
I can't remember what was that one, but he was not good.
Expect.
Yeah. He was way too slow. He makes Al look speedy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say takeaways, nothing new in the last couple of games. I mean, I think the Hawks game was really a disappointment. Just like back to everything that we everyone's complained about all year. It's the same thing.
100%.
So this week will be big to see just like.
I was taking a few notes through the game. I think I wrote, no, stop shooting threes. We're not making them.
No.
It was not pretty.
This week will be a good test to see where we are and stack up and how the kind of
Tuesday's
going to go.
It's going to be really hard. And I'm a little shocked about the Wizards. I'm just going to throw that back out there. I don't know if you remember the first time we played them, the energy level, they were so good. And Scal must have said it, I don't know, like 4 times. What is wrong with the Wizards? They do not want to be here. Like they were horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Despite that time, teams now are like, we're not going to compete. Let's blow it up. Let's not like tank mode.
But like they did, like, I don't know, they didn't like each other. I don't know. It's just like their chemistry wasn't there. And they have a lot of talent.
I wouldn't say a lot of talent.
Oh, I love
players. Kuzma?
No, I do like Kuzma actually.
Yeah.
But also he was out for a few games, the big guy in the middle.
Montrezl Harrell?
No, I can't. I'll have to look up his name.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, they have more. I think they have
in the middle.
Yeah.
You are thinking of Hachimura?
Yes, I like him.
Yeah.
I
haven't watched him play like at all.
I think he was out with COVID a couple games. I don't know. He was out or whatever, but I don't know. If you look at their team, they're not a bad team.
Actually, now that I look at their roster, they do.
They're good. Yeah. I don't know why they played us extremely well last game. I mean,
they started the year well.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on, but very strange. But anyway, I just had to throw that in. It was like a completely different team. That game, we got lucky. We really did. They didn't come to play or they didn't care.
Yeah, at this point of the league, or at this point in the year, it comes down to kind of two teams that are out of the running, don't want to be there, are just or playing all their young guys that might not have any talent like tonight, or the teams that are actually for real. It's like every time we play a team that's for real, we look like a completely different team.
But I go to the year that we had Isaiah Thomas, right?
Which one?
What year was it that we weren't playing all that well?
Real years. Where we traded for him the first year?
No. Where we made it all the way.
The conference finals.
Yes.
2 years in a row.
Yes. Yeah. But he wasn't it the first year we weren't playing all that well? I mean, we were kind of middle of the pack and it was all a surprise. And then look, I mean, we've had a couple of those years where we've been playing so, but then we make it through the finals and we, make it through playoffs and get further than we thought we could. So I don't know. I think you shouldn't ever have the mindset if you're not going to win the whole thing, you're out.
No. I'm not saying that's the mindset. I'm saying you get to the point this year. If you're the Celtics are kind of a middle of the road team. So the teams that we're playing that were blowing out, I wouldn't call tonight a blowout, but it wasn't like close.
No, I don't think anybody was.
There was never a danger for the game, really. You play these teams like the Wizards or the Kings or the Pelicans who aren't playing for anything. Maybe they're playing their young guys. Maybe the guys are just checked out and don't care anymore. And you beat them, obviously, just because of those circumstances. But then you play the real teams, a team like the Hawks, the Hawks aren't good either, but they have their core. They're trying to make a playoff push.
Yeah. And I think they were missing some people. They've won 6 in a row. I think they had a couple players.
Yeah, they were in the conference finals last year. They're not a bad
health and safety. Yeah. No, they won their last 6. I think you're going to see them.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're better than their record shows. But that's a team that's playing for something. The Heat, who are obviously playing for something. The Hornets are playing for something. Like these are the games where it's like those are the tests. Yeah. This is where we need to start stringing together some performances where we look like a team that belongs with those teams. And so far, for the most, other than some flashes, the Suns game, a Bulls game, we haven't looked like a team that can hang with those guys.
Yeah. Yep. This week will be a good test.
Yeah.
We have a lot of talent. Not sure.
A lot of talent up front. Again, bench.
Oh yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. Bench
could use some work, but again, play the young guys, please. It's like our only hope.
Yeah,
we'll see. Again, trade deadline, we'll see. If I had to predict, I don't think we'll do much. I don't think the market for Schroeder's there, especially after these last couple of games. Who else are you gonna trade? Langford, I'm done with. You can ship him off somewhere with his heel soreness. What does that even mean? Heel soreness? 1 minute for heel soreness? Come on.
Yeah.
Just constantly injured.
I think honestly, I have this feeling that he has some nagging injury. I do. I think that's why it's funny how cold all of a sudden he was one of our first players off the bench, and then suddenly,
but then
not even getting in.
So I have a feeling sailed for me.
Yeah, I think there must have been an injury or something.
Yeah, but it's been the case for when was he drafted? 4 years ago now? 3 years ago?
Yeah,
it's been constant.
Yeah,
I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Pritchard, I just can't explain his lack of minutes.
Yeah. He should be a role player, right? I mean,
give all of Ben Schroeder. I don't care anymore. Just give those minutes to Pritchard. He plays well every time he plays.
Yeah.
Exposed defensively a little, sure.
Yeah.
It's not like Schroeder's not a little better, but
and really at this point, if you just could have somebody come in and give some rest to Smart, right? Isn't that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Keep it going. Get your offense going. Give your starting point guard a rest. And rarely loses the ball. That's what I like about him. He's a true point guard.
Correct.
Rarely loses the ball.
The only critique was him is just too small, exposed defensively. Teams can score, but
yeah. But even then, at times, I mean, there are some times but even then, he still plays pretty darn good.
But we're the number, and we're the number one defensive team in the league. Like we need a point guard that is going to distribute the ball and not lose the ball. Perfect. He can hit some. He can score too.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Neesmith too. Your first round pick.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it like so frustrating. Just not even an attempt to play them.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I'm with you. Preaching to the choir. I think our bench players should get more time.
We'll see how it goes. So when are we recording next week? What do you think?
Totally up to you. The Heat game is Tuesday. We could do Tuesday. Is it what time is the game? I could do Tuesday.
It's fine. Let me see what
or
time
I could
the game
do
is at.
Wednesday, and we could talk about both.
Thursday. It's Thursday, right?
Yeah. So either one, we can talk this week. But I do think I agree with you. I think Tuesday is going to be the real test. If we can hang with them, I don't need a win, but if we can hang with them, I would feel pretty good about Tuesday.
Oh no, so it's Monday.
Oh, Heat's Monday?
Heat is Monday, Charlotte's Wednesday. So let's plan for Wednesday then. We could do another double.
Yeah. But
doubler.
I'm looking for the Celtics to hang with the Heat.
And then actually,
that's my goal.
Then it's actually a back to. Oh no, then it's Friday. Okay. Yep. So let's plan for Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Sweet.
I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about after Monday's game.
Yes. Agreed. Well, I think we can wrap this one up.
All right.
This has been episode 2 of Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 Mother-Son Celtics podcast. We're everywhere. I've set up all the social medias. Twitter. We're at Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter. At Shamrock Talk on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Shamrock Talk. YouTube, Shamrock Talk. Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, whatever it's called. We're everywhere. Worldwide.
Worldwide.
So wherever you can find us, whatever your platform of choice there is, I'm sure you can find us. And we will see you Wednesday. Signing off. Have a good night.